I can't believe it. We're back for another week of Two Girls and a Squirrel. Well,
Dun, dun,
whoa!
dun.
Wait a second. It has to be these shades. What did you do? Look at it. Wait. I'm Jill Munson. But that, whew, thank God producer Jen's not here. That is Christina Tom looking
Yeah.
I love it.
Don't
You said that you didn't look good today because you were doing work stuff.
Oh my God. I am still not doing good. I'm still tired, but this happened yesterday and I wanted to show it off to you.
That was like amazing. Do you want to shout out the hairdresser? Do you know the hairdresser?
Yes. My hairdresser who made this fabulous creation is named Keishley. She is at Jacoby Scott Salon out in Manchester.
Woo!
I adore
like a
them.
tank top like thing going on, or like
I'm so ready for this. It's 80 degrees out, dude. I am so tired. Part of the reason I'm tired is because I was outside for 6.5 hours. And so hence the tank topping of too much heat.
It's crazy. I started the morning out here for the West Hartford Chamber. Producer Josh and came on, and I came on, and we did our West Hartford Chamber networking, and I was freezing. So after the
that is true. Actually, this morning was chilly. I put on a sweatshirt.
I went in the house. I put on a sweatshirt. I put on a second pair of pants, like over my pair of pants, and I put on socks and slippers because I was so cold. And now I'm like melting. But I have this t-shirt on, which is a cool t-shirt from Nashville, but I had a really cool t-shirt on from Contribution Clothing. We'll talk about her in a little bit. And I was coming into the house with my Starbucks, and
nice. You got any top problems this time?
Yeah, I did, because the t-shirt's wearing the Starbucks, so now I'm wearing this non-contribution clothes.
We cannot trust you with Starbucks. This is what is this? The third time that you've had Starbucks when we've had a vodcast and you've had.
I have problems, but that's what people love about me.
It's why we keep coming back to see you. Something
like that. Would we like to do our Scurry shout-outs?
Scurry shout-outs.
All right. It is
Scurry check-in time.
This is like your most exciting part, huh?
My little heart just like is filled with so much joy.
Do you know how many likes we have on the Two Girls and a Squirrel Facebook page?
How many people like us, or how many people love us?
Well, okay. Why every single question do you have to get technical?
Okay. How many people like us? I would hope that we have 100 dear people who like us and love us.
No, we have 200 likes. We just hit 200 likes last night. I got a notification.
Yeah.
It was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was reading Facebook, and I almost text you guys to be like, we hit 200! But then I realized it was 3 o'clock in the morning. So
you totally should have I think you should have done it anyway. I would have been really excited to either wake up to that and hear that news, or I would have just slept right through, and I would not have contributed until reasonable time.
LinkedIn has been blowing up, which is amazing. We actually, some of our friends, Kelly Partridge, Carol Hall, Denise Bozella, and Liz Demersky, they all checked in with us on LinkedIn, and we are now in, like, we talk about where we are, like, geographically. Some of them are obvious, like Hartford, Greater Boston, Greater New York, Providence, but then Columbus, Ohio, which I'm not sure, Dallas, Fort Worth, Greensboro, Winston, North Carolina, Greensboro, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina. So we've taken over North Carolina. We got to move into South Carolina. My friend Aaron Clark is actually moving to South Carolina, so I'm going to tag him, and I'm going to ask him if he can start promoting us. That way we could take over South Carolina too.
Excellent. Perfect. Just slowly making our way across the country.
You know, only the states that I know where they are, though. No, just kidding.
Oh.
We have a bunch of new people too who like us on our Facebook page, which is Two Girls and a Squirrel on Facebook. So I wanted to say hi to some folks. Is that okay?
Yes, please.
Heather Byron, we love you. I'm not going to say everybody's last names if I can't pronounce them, just letting you know. Christine Harlow Harris, she is in our family, if you know what I mean. Tanya Bird, Steve Carlin. I went to high school with Steve Carlin. Shannon, I think she pronounces it Brock, but I'm not sure. But Shannon is actually also in the family in Texas. And an EMT. And we're in the middle, I think, of EMT Appreciation Week. So shout out to EMTs, first responders. We love you. And who else? Who else likes us? Tanya Bird, who's fabulous. Pam Pico, banker, absolutely been a friend forever. She's great. Becca Weston, Matt Del Negro. We've got Jamie Campbell, Brian Westerland, Katie Tugis, and Katie Tugis is in the family. Todd Todd Carson, Todd's in the family. Man, we got a lot of the gays this week.
So many people in general. I was like waving to everybody, and then my hands got tired, and so now I'm just gonna smile at the camera because
my hands got tired. You're like the queen. My hands got tired.
My hands, they labored, and I wish you no more.
We do two others. It's a husband and wife, Rob and his wife. I call her Dr. Deb. She's one of my ambassadors for Research Hers, and he owns a gym. And so I did boot camp last weekend, and I barely survived. And so tomorrow, Rob and Dr. Deb are doing. It's called HIT Trivia. Okay, yeah, I didn't know what that was either.
High intensity interval training trivia.
You know, oh my God, I don't know if Josh can throw up the picture. It is like insanity. So it's 11 to 1 tomorrow at Standish Park. And we're going to be, as I understand it, it's like you do trivia and then like a workout and then trivia and then a workout. And it's like you get extra points for the workout so that you can win the trivia.
Okay, so I get it. So how HIIT training works is that you do the workout and then you have like a 30-second break. So what they're going to do, instead of just letting you chill during your 30-second break, is they're also going to mentally make you do stuff instead of just physically making you do stuff. So you got to do the trivia part.
No. I have so many problems with all of this, just so you know, because I don't, 30 seconds is not enough. Yeah. So you might want to look for a new co-host just in case I don't make it, because it, no, but all of my
accepting applications, make sure everybody emails us at info2girls@squirrel.com.
Yep, I get it. We also, our food truck, Susan is one of our ambassadors. She's out with the Relish This food truck. They have purple buns.
They're amazing.
Like, I can't eat any of the food because I can't eat anything right now, but like, OMG. So they're going to be tomorrow out at the Magic Fair in Magic something in South Windsor. So you can get to the we're going to put the link up. I think we've got the link that we can put on the bottom of the page, so you can see all the events we're doing. Hold on, let me put that up there for you.
So fascinated with this.
Well, Josh is doing his thing. So this is, yep, cool, Josh. Thank you. That is the purple bun. And then that's the link, the bit.ly link you can go to for all of our events and activations. So to figure out the details, like more specifically, because I'm like you, tired. Yeah, look at that picture. Can you see like what is on? Like, is that not pure heaven on a body?
I actually can feel a little bit of drool coming out right now. Just looking at this picture. Thank goodness we're not on screen.
Like, and then that's a picture of her truck, so you know what to look for when you get there. So yeah, so check that out. And then, as if that's not enough, this is the week, we talked about this last week, this is graphic tee fundraiser. Hello, fundraiser. I'm not too tired. Yeah, it's graphic tee fundraiser week. So if you want to, you can actually go on to Contribution Clothing and buy a t-shirt. Any adult tee, $5 goes to the researchers to support women in cancer research. Here's the crazy part. So Jen and I, so we made a wish list of t-shirts. We originally had 22.
Total or each?
Total.
Okay.
We narrowed it down and we ended up buying 10 total plus a gift. So we bought 11.
Wow. I'm proud of you guys, though.
You're narrowing it down.
Yes, to 50%. Out of it, like this one t-shirt is
the problem is she came out with more today. So she drops new ones. And so I haven't even looked at the link because I'm afraid
to look at it might be dangerous for you.
I can't. I obviously got a shopping problem. So yeah. So I hope that the people that we love that support us will support the researchers initiative, because you can do really cool things and donate. So that's pretty awesome.
They're amazing. I love all of their messages. If you guys hadn't seen our previous episode, we threw a bunch up that really resonated with both Jill and myself, and take a look at those because they have some inspiring stuff, and it would be amazing to also be able to, while you're buying something, have it also go to ACS research.
Right. I mean, it's like a win-win-win.
Absolutely.
So earlier you mentioned that you had spent like 6.5 hours outside today. So I was thinking that you were like, I'm thinking you probably were just like hanging around, right? Like, what were you at the beach? I mean, you're in your unemployed part, right? So
exactly. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what were you doing outside for 6.5 hours, you crazy woman?
For 6.5 hours, I got to spend all of that time getting some puppy love. I told you this, our very first episode.
No, I know you
1,
walk
season
dogs,
1,
but you
I do
spent
walk
6.5
dogs.
hours?
Today, I spent 6.5 hours. From 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m., I was out in the sun, getting my steps in. Feels so good. Covered in dog slobber, which is not as much fun as one wouldn't think.
What kind of dogs did you have? Like, were they little dogs,
all
big
kinds
dogs,
of
medium
dogs?
dogs?
Both, all of them. It was different ranges. It was different.
That's like the perfect job. Like,
Okay, so here's what I will say, because I think I do know what the perfect job is, and it's really actually being a florist, because no one is unhappy when they go into a flower shop. Even if you go in because you're sad, the intention is always to make someone feel better. Always. You can never buy flowers for somebody and be like, I'm gonna make you annoyed. Every single every single flower is meant to bring joy and happiness. And I say that because as much as I love dogs, I am not about this poopy life. You know how swimmers, they kind of like smell like chlorine after a while because like they're just always in the pool. I feel like I just have this phantom like dog poo smell around me, just following me everywhere.
And that explains a lot. Because I thought Bondi's was coming across, but it makes sense. It was funny because we were going to record earlier, and Christina was like, "Oh my God, I'm running late!" And I was like, "Well, let's push back," because we had a guest who had to cancel and move out, and move his day. And so, I said, "Well, why don't we'll delay?" And Christina was like, "Oh, great, I can go take a shower." And we were grateful because we feel like we can smell you through YouTube.
I'm pretty sure all of you could have smelled me. It's really that I needed to shower, so none of the scurry would. I did this for you guys.
So the scurry wouldn't scamper.
Hey, I love that.
So speaking of dogs, you guys know I have two. I have Max and Vinny. Vinny's our little white one, and Vinny has gotten in our backyard on 4 separate occasions. He's had 5 ticks this season.
4 separate occasions?
4 separate occasions. So I took this picture. I wanted to show this because it's so bad, you guys. Like, the dogs are they have medicine. Jen has treated the yard twice. These ticks are bad. Some are on him dead, but some are alive. And so it's a thing. So please, we have him right now at the emergency grooming appointment to try to get his hair shorter. But that's where the ears and like their armpits or elbow, I don't know what you call them in a dog, elbow pits.
I call them armpits.
Knee pits, but yeah.
That's a question to think about.
My nephew or niece called it their arm puckle.
I like that. I love that. I love how creative that is.
So I just want people to be aware because like a tick is not. Somebody at the groomer told me that somebody brought their dog in and they had 35 ticks on them. That's insane.
Oh my God.
That's neglect. So please take care of your pets and don't let your cats out. First of all, they don't need to be out, but they're so.
Especially not right now. Especially with this season, I feel like there's an increase in ticks. There's going to be the Brood-X cicadas that are going to be coming eventually. I feel like there's just more.
As long as we don't get any of the killer bees.
Wait, was it killer bees or was it like murder hornets? That's right.
Murder. Was it murder hornets, killer bees? I don't know. It's all the same thing to me. Anything that buzzes, and I'm actually dealing with that right now. We have these bumbles out here on the porch. They're the huge ones. And they go into
cute.
No, but they go into the wood and there's a lot of them. So we're trying to figure out how to, but you can't get stuff right now. Like anything when you try to go to the store and get stuff, you can't. And then you can't get them online. It's just a pain in the, what I was going to say a nutty word and I'm trying not to.
Ash.
So we did something, and we always forget to circle back to the things we say that we'll circle back to.
3 weeks later, we will.
That's us. So we did at the end of last week talk about like doing something you've always wanted to do.
Your
Just
final thoughts. Yes.
Yeah. So why not, right? So Josh decided he would participate. I participated. So here I am. This is going to look really ridiculous. It's me sitting on the porch reading a book, and you might be like, well, that's like not very challenging, but I don't do this. Like I don't stay still. So this is what I did. I, on Sunday, didn't go on the computer, didn't do work. That's me. I'm reading this amazing book.
Ooh.
I had the dogs.
Heard of her.
Had my coffee. It was a good day.
Uh-oh. It's you in Starbucks again. How'd that go?
I have my pajama pants on. My 3X pajama pants right there. So I'm curious. Josh did participate. He took Sunday off, from what I understand. He just enjoyed time with his friends, which really bothered me because I wanted him to be working on our show all day. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. No, but he actually went around. He just they just kind of drove, which I think is a cool thing to do, to just get out and see the sights. And so they ended up going to Moolicious and having a drink, which I think is or having an ice cream, which I think is fabulous. Do you want to take a wild stab at what kind of ice cream he had?
Oh.
B. Sorry.
Is it a Bumble? Hold on. I think it was Graham Central Station.
That's a great one. No, he had maple syrup pancake ice cream.
Josh, did you bring some to share? Can I request a pint of that ice cream?
I don't know that I would like that one. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I would like it. Did you?
Maple syrup pancake? Really? You don't think why?
Oh, it sounds. Maybe I've been off sugar too long. It sounds too sweet to me.
Okay, that's fair. That is fair.
What about you? Did you do something?
I did do something. So I do a lot of things in the kitchen. I know
your girlfriend told me. Oh, just kidding.
But so I spent from 12 noon to about 7 p.m. because this is a very long process. I made homemade, handmade chocolate-covered raisins.
What the good golly?
This is batch number 2. I did a first batch, but I didn't think they came out raisinette-y enough. So this is batch 2. I decided to
wait. How does it not come out raisinette-y enough?
Okay, so I like a nice raisin flavor when I eat my Raisinets, right? I like a nice proportional chocolate to raisin ratio. And so but
if you throw like sticks in your mouth, doesn't it? Just kidding. Go on.
I like to savor each individual one. I was weird growing up. I would only eat one thing at a time. It was really odd.
You weren't weird growing up.
Just so weird. I haven't even grown out of it. So what I did with these ones is I used chopsticks for every single individual raisin as I dunked it into the chocolate and then put it onto the
Is that politically correct?
To use which part?
The chopsticks. I'm thinking that's very Asian specific and maybe not. I was just kidding. It was a joke. Police are apparently coming to get me. There's sirens in the background.
Yes. See? The universe is on my side with that. I was genuinely so confused with you. I was like, wait a minute. That happens
moment to moment with you as you get confused.
Most of the time I also question that.
So you did the raisins.
It came out amazing. Second batch came out better. I had to plump up my raisins. So I rehydrated them in boiling hot water. And I think they came out amazing. The worst part is that I did 2 batches because I thought the first batch wasn't good enough. And so from time of starting it, which was noon, to time of surprise delivery to her at 7 p.m., I made 2 batches.
So I think, and is she the girlfriend?
Of course it's the girlfriend. I wouldn't put this much effort into everybody.
I thought it was maybe like mom. I don't know, Mama T. But like, no, I'm thinking you need some therapy because you are the only person I know who can do something that's supposed to be fun, like, and be bold out of the box and be so paranoid about it being perfect.
So perfectionistic about it.
Honest.
Okay, wait. I have a defense. I have a really, 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 really good excuse though.
Okay.
On Sunday, it was my girl's birthday, and as part of my celebration, because this is birthday 2 in quarantine, I wanted to do something special, and she is such a sweet tooth. So day 1 of my girl celebrations on Friday, I got her a chocolate cupcake. Day 2 of birthday girl celebrations, I made her homemade, handmade chocolate-covered raisins. Day 3, we went out for sushi for dinner.
But day 4, you put chocolate all over. Oh, never mind. Sorry. PG.
No, of course that wasn't.
She likes, I mean, I'm not going to use the love word because I don't know where you guys are at with things, but she's definitely fond of you. To spend 3 days with chocolate and you, that's fun. So
I bribe her with chocolate, really.
But if she likes you that much, then why do you feel it's necessary to perfect the raisin chocolate-ettes thing? Like, anyway, we could talk about it forever. We were supposed to have a guest, and the guest blew us off. No, I'm kidding. Our guest couldn't make it. And just real quick, because we do have a topic that we really want to, get to, but I'm sorry to hear that Chris Thompson, who co-founded and owns, along with Donnie Morehouse, the Westfield Starfires, he was supposed to be here with us. The Westfield Starfires are what's called a Futures Collegiate Baseball team. They're part of the Baseball League. And they, it's really cool. They get these college players who come in to the community. But the reason that we, like Christina and I, are so connected to CT, I call him CT, I've always called him, I call him CT, he calls me Jilly. Do not call me Jilly. 2 people call me Jilly, him and Art Jasper. That's it. But anyway, but they started this franchise, and the last screen just showed you Stanley Starfire. They have a squirrel as their mascot.
Look at Stanley. He's just the cutest thing in the whole world.
I'm like, oh, yeah. So it's pretty cool. And I was really excited to have him on. We'll have him on another time. But the opening weekend is next weekend, and it's in Westfield, Mass. So if you're in the region, please go. This is the schedule on the screen. We'll put the link in the text when we do it.
Yes.
But it's really pretty cool. They've had 150 of the Futures Collegiate Baseball League players go on to be drafted by the MLB.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, huh?
Amazing. This is a great shout out. We're bringing more Squirrel to you, team.
One other quick sports thing, just because I think it's really important. And we could have talked about it with sports. We could have talked about it with doing something that you've always wanted to do. My mother-in-law, her real name is Janet, but I call her Mill. Mill and her sister, Mill, mother-in-law, get it? Mill and her sister Donna lives in California. Mill flew out to California and spent a few weeks visiting her sister, which was just awesome. And their dream was to go to the new Raiders stadium. And you can see the picture here. And a big, huge shout out to my friend, Sarah Moore. You're just my heart, and she helped make it happen. This is Donna at the podium. Isn't that awesome? I mean, they got to stand on the 50-yard line. Now, it happens to be the Raiders, who I hate, but they got to stand on the 50-yard line, which is pretty awesome.
All right, so if you're not a Raiders fan, we're
not even going there. Clearly, the Patriots. I don't care that we have Fig Newton as our quarterback. I still love the Patriots. I'm a fan. Can we talk about something that I really, really want to make sure we have some time to talk about?
Yeah, of course.
I want to talk about next month. So next month is a big month in our family, in our community. Do you want to tell everybody what it is?
It's the bestest month of the entire year. It's the happiest month of rainbows. It's Pride.
I was lucky enough the year before the pandemic to make it to New York City for Pride. It was the 50th celebration. We went down.
The 50th one.
Yeah, we went down to Stonewall. That was the first time I'd ever been. We didn't go in because you couldn't get near it. But
I think they actually turned that into a historical landmark as well.
It's just the coolest thing to be able to we were standing there. I think we were eating a taco or something, and I looked at Jen and I was like, "Isn't it crazy to think that we're standing here eating a taco at a place that people literally had police clubs knocked on their head to fight for what we have today?" So yeah, it was pretty powerful, and I love celebrating Pride. I'm sad, but I did find out today West Hartford is going to have some live and in-person Pride events. So I'll put that in the chat. Yeah. So
I did not know that.
So yeah, I'll put it in the messaging when we do it.
Perfect.
And we'll be able to share that. I know that they're doing, one of the things that they're doing is an art show, and I guess the art is created by kids or young people. So I'm really excited for that. Literally just found out this morning.
That's awesome. That is super cool. So Jill, I have a quick question for you, because I hold Pride dear to my heart. and it is one of my favorite months to celebrate.
Let me just, have you gone to Pride celebrations? And if so, where?
I have been to New York. I have been to Boston. I think those are the only two I've been to. Yeah, I think those are the only two I've been to.
Which one did you prefer out of the two? Just curious.
Well, New York is bigger. New York is definitely bigger. I participated in the Dyke Marches in New York as well. I actually walked the entire parade in Boston as my participation. So that was super cool.
That's very cool. Yeah, we've done Boston, New York, Northampton. Nice. Northampton is more of like a family. They usually have it in May. I'm trying to think of where else. Those are the three off of my head. And I'm more of a New Yorker than a Boston girl in general, not just Pride, but yeah, I love New York. So sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just curious where you had gone. So you love Pride.
I love Pride. It is one of the things that I hold dear to my heart. But I also have this quandary about it, where what are your thoughts about the commercialization of Pride? Because every time I see a rainbow slapped on anything, I need to have it. I need to have it. But also a part of me is I want to make sure that anytime I do buy something with a rainbow, I need to make sure I know if there's a donation going on to any LGBT organizations. Is this something that you also keep in the back of your mind as June comes along?
It's interesting. So I'm curious, and I apologize. I understand there's some feedback on me, so I'm sorry. Comcast, Xfinity, I'm not tagging them. There's no choice. It's a monopoly. We are coming up at the end of our show, but we are going to address this topic and go just a little bit longer. I don't know if you'll like my answer, Christina. I have no problem with the commercialization of Pride.
Really?
Now, this is the thing. I'm a marketer. I've always been a marketer. That I owned an ad agency. I think, so first of all, the second largest spending demographic is gay men, behind straight white men. That is the largest spending demographic. I look at the commercialization of Pride, of Pride and Pride Month, as we've made it. And what I mean by that is when big companies want to promote something, it means they see a value there. And that value can just be the pocketbook or pocket of that individual. But they're willing to take the risk of ostracizing a group of their audience to promote Pride or to promote gay rights or whatever. Then to me, I'm for it. And I'm not about, like, I buy items that I want to buy because I like them. I don't necessarily, I mean, I do buy things like from the HRC. I buy things, contribution clothing as part of the, they just put out their Pride line. So I buy things to support local, but I don't necessarily look for them to give back. I do want them to be a gay friendly company. Like I won't buy Tom's shoes or Chick-fil-A because of their beliefs. So they could put a rainbow on anything and I'm still not buying it. Like I'm not buying rainbow chicken, but nor would they make rainbow chicken. But yeah, I have no problem with it. But I also think that there's something that I think there's something to be said for truly understanding the marketing to the LGBTQIA audience. So what I mean by that is there's a difference between slapping a flag on the side of your truck for a parade to say we're gay friendly and actually creating something that resonates. So for instance, when I was in New York for Pride a couple of years ago, there was a couple that really stood out. One was MasterCard, who did Accepted by All. That was their slogan, and that's what they used. That's brilliant marketing to me. It's a message. It's poignant. Chipotle, they had their tagline for Pride was Homo Estas.
That was funny. I saw that.
And they handed out cards that said, which way do you sway? And they had a burrito and a taco, which I thought was fantastic. So to me, that's getting it. That's understanding that a message is needed. So yeah. And then, last year, ironically, it was the first time I had really seen during Pride, New York Pride, but it was virtual. We were watching, and I think it was MasterCard. I'm almost positive. They did a commercial from the viewpoint, like the actual POV of the film, of the commercial. So you're like looking through the eyes of an individual, and it was them approaching a counter in like a convenience store bodega and going to put their card down and not wanting to have somebody ask for like a license or like an ID because they were transgender. And so that's where I think the commercialization of Pride can move us forward. I don't know if that makes sense.
That's the commercialization that's advancing Pride. what do you think about the commercialization that is just about our buying dollar, where they're only putting something on it to lure us to spend money, because they wouldn't care about us any other time of the month. They don't market to us.
Wait, it's not their job. It's not their job to care about us. It's their job to sell their product. Like, that's the difference. Is like I don't look at everything as needing to care about me. Like, I'm a human being. I buy things, and I mean, I try to buy things. Like, I once in a while I go to Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby's not super gay friendly. They're not.
They're not even birth control friendly.
You're right. I like their stuff. They have good sales. I shop at Walmart every once in a while. I go on Amazon every once in a while.
They were interested in the privatization of prisons.
I'm a flawed human being. I'm a flawed human being. I never will ever stand and say that I am perfect. I'm a flawed human being. And if I need my apples and my underwear at the same time, sometimes I go to Walmart.
I understand, and I totally agree about the convenience, but isn't there some line where if you know better, you do better? Why are you, because at that point, when you do go to Hobby Lobby or Walmart or Amazon, you are continuing to perpetuate this systemic racism. You're continuing to keep the systems of capitalism intact.
So we're going down a couple different roads, which we do not have time to dive into all of that. But if you specifically want to ask me about pride, I'll give you an example. If I walk into a store like Target and I buy something from their pride line, as long as I know that they're not anti-gay, like, again, I won't spend my money at Chick-fil-A because or I won't support the Salvation Army. The Salvation Army took money away from a family when they found out they were gay. So no, I won't donate to them. Other people can, they have the right. I don't care, but I won't. But I will buy a shirt at Target because, again, I think that even though they're putting a flag on a shirt to get me to buy it, they're ostracizing a group of the potential audience that might be anti-gay. So they're taking a risk to reach me and my disposable income. And that risk I want to reward. A company that is willing to take that risk, I want to reward where I can. So, yeah.
I think that's really fascinating because it's a very different viewpoint than how I see spending and money, because I do have that lens and that viewpoint all of the time. So I think that's so interesting.
But I'd be interested to challenge you, but we won't get into that now.
I would challenge you as well, but I think that we would have very interesting results.
At the end of the day, I think it's about always, and this is something you and I talk about, and yes, Josh, we'll wrap up. Actually, that was Christina. We will continue to agree to disagree on topics and do so with love and kindness, because that is truly what it's all about, I think. We didn't get a chance to mention this and dive in, but real quick, do you want to mention Demi Lovato, just because it's newsworthy?
Absolutely. The last thing that we can share on this before we do wrap up, you guys, is that Demi Lovato has come out as non-binary and now uses they, them pronouns.
I think that's fantastic, because to me that makes I think that they are stunning, and I don't care what their gender identification is. I just want them to know that they are beautiful, like inside and out, and being able to deal with mental health. I also, if it's okay, just kind of in a similar area, talking about pride and gender pronouns and all of that. Billy Porter, the show Pose. If you've seen Pose, if you haven't seen Pose, watch Pose. Pose is in actually its last season, which is just so devastating to me. But Billy Porter announced that he has HIV. And he's been positive for 14 years. And he really, watch some of the interviews that, or read some of the stuff he did, because it was all about like how this is his truth and it's healing. But like, he didn't tell castmates or collaborators or even his mother.
Yeah.
Which is really wild, and on the show, his character has HIV. And so it's like what he was able to draw from that you didn't realize he was drawing from his personal experience. So yeah, it was a big week for our community.
I know. We had so many things going on.
I don't want to leave, but we have to.
I know. We kept them longer than we usually do.
We'll do it again next week, you think? Anything you need to close with, or do you want me to do it?
I would last week was so inspiring, and I love the challenge. I would love it if you wanted to give it another whirl.
Oh, man. Another challenge. So I did this on my personal Facebook. I realized this week how blessed I am. And it was simple. It was I went to Starbucks. I sound so bougie. I'm not bougie. It's my only treat. I swear. I've used pants on right now that I bought at a used clothing store. I'm not. But I went to Starbucks and I ran into two people I knew, Paul Jensen and Brandon, and was able to give them hugs. And it was the first time that I started to feel like we were like moving. And so but when I got home, I realized like how much gratitude I have and how blessed I am. So I guess I'm just asking people this week to really like look what is going on. Something is blowing up at your house, Christina. I ask people to just pause and think about gratitude and maybe share with us. We're not getting enough sharing, so share with us. What do you think for gratitude? And we'll talk about it next week, Christina. Is that cool?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, it is time to go. Josh is kicking us out. Make sure you like our Facebook page. I think we have a QR code to put up, I think.
Somewhere, possibly.
Josh, do we have that QR code? I saw it come up and then it went away. So if you want to like our Facebook page, we would love it. You can just take your smartphone and scan this QR code. We try. And of course, feedback, comment, please.
Yes. We also have an email if you want, and we have a YouTube if you want a second chance to see it again.
Did I say Paul Jensen or Andy Jensen? I think I said Paul Jensen.
Paul.
I hope okay, I did. Paul's Andy's dad, Andy and Eric's dad. Anyway, losing my gosh darn marbles. We are going to wrap up. Thank you so much for being here from all of us. Executive producer Jen, who couldn't be here with us again today. Our producer Josh, Christina, Tom, and me. Jill Munson. We just appreciate you. Small note, the picture that we showed of Demi Lovato was courtesy of NBC. We do not own the rights to that photo. We do appreciate being able to use other media, but we always like to make sure that we recognize them. So at any point in time, if you would like to, please feel free to send us your ideas, thoughts, and comments. Christina.
Thanks, everyone. We love you.
You are the bestest, girl. The next thing we have to do, I think, is we have to get we're going to have to get a theme song. That's going to have to be our thing that we do.
That's our call to our Scurry. There will be a season 2, guys. And if you are so inclined, we have a space for you.
We definitely, yeah. Somebody listening out there, maybe, you know what I'm thinking of is maybe Aaron Fay. Aaron Fay is a friend of mine. He might be able to give us like a jingle, like a 2 girls and a squirrel. I don't know what rhymes with squirrel. Give us a curl, we'll give you a whirl. I'm not sure. Anyway, we're coming up on 40 minutes. Wow, we talk too much. Goodbye. Love you, everybody. Have a good week. And remember, gratitude feels good. Bye.